We draw with Vitesse because of this, my friends. Can he do it on a rainy Sunday night in The Hague? The Hague. Alois misses the header, and then, my friends, we have something happen that I've never had in Football Manager, ever. Before we get to that, my friends, we have a shout out to a new YouTube member on the channel, which brings us to a total of patrons and YouTube members of 56. I think it's CD Austria. I looked it up on Google Translate and it said it was most likely Filipino from the Philippines. And so that's what Google Translate said how to say it. So sorry if that's wrong, but thank you for your support. Hello, my friends. Welcome in. It's episode 20. If you're interested in supporting the channel with a YouTube membership or Patreon, the YouTube stuff is over there. There's a big join button, and in the link in the description, there's a link to patreon.com/grayhairgaming. Thanks for your support. I've taken you back in time, my friends, back in time to one of my frustrations. This is not the thing that I mentioned in the intro. We'll get to that. I just want to show you the youth intake. But, my friends, this is one of my frustrations. It's one of those things where if you're not paying attention, or if you're most likely like me rushing, because you're a content creator, you miss. So remember how we got rid of our head of youth development and we hired one of my patrons, Marcus Fromm, who's a 14 working with youngsters, 17 and 18 potential, or a player ability and player potential with a determined personality, which influences your youth intake. Right. Well, if you go to the responsibilities page, I can't even sometimes find it, to be completely honest with you, because I really don't like this whole thing here. I just don't. I believe it's in here. Provides youth development information. When you sack off your head of youth development and you hire a new one, what would make sense? It makes sense to me to have the head of youth development be in charge of youth development. I know that's like mind-blowing information here. If I've hired a head of youth development, why wouldn't I want them to head up youth development information? Can someone explain this to me? Is there any reason? Why would you hire, like, if they were so bad that you didn't want them to be in charge of the information, then you wouldn't hire them, right? So then shouldn't it just automatically do it? I know it's my fault as a player. I understand that. I just think if we're going for the realism angle with SI and FM, a club hiring a head of youth development would put that person in charge of youth development. Just saying. Just like, my friends, if a player gets an injury, I feel like I have a medical staff, and it should automatically put them on general rehab, because wouldn't that make sense? But it didn't, so our under 18 manager, who's not exactly terrible at youth development things, but he's a 12 balanced and a 12 and a 12. So I mean, he's definitely a downgrade. I'm not, but he's not like a 4. Okay, has brought in this squad of winners, and it's not even really worth looking at, to be honest with you. I've already hopped us ahead and gone ahead and signed the ones that they recommended we sign to fill out our under 18s, so we have an under 18s, and I've changed Marcus to be back in charge, but I'm really frustrated by it. Do you disagree in the comments? It just doesn't make sense to me. So bringing it back to the table, we drop points to Vitesse. They're now on 26. I told you I thought they were going to give us a good game because it did. Because they're trying to survive. Willem II won. PSV also drew because we were 4 points off PSV. So we're within. Things are going to have to go our way. But we're 6 points clear of 9. So there's still a chance if AZ wins the Dutch Cup that we somehow end up in the European places playoff thing. All right, my friends, that missed header was so devastating to Hatham Alois that I've had to give him a leave of absence. So this is the thing I've never experienced as a Football Manager player. It makes sense. He's struggling to settle in. He's upset about being left out of the Euro Conference League squad thing. It just, when I went to have a chat with him, and he's on leave for like a while. He's on leave until, well, this doesn't tell me. And when I go to highlight his name, it disappears. So he's on leave until May 7th. So he comes back the day before our last game. He wants to make sure he's here for the party, I guess. But, you know, he's done a 6.92. He's been just fine. And he's not registered for, it doesn't really matter for the next AC Milan game, right? But they only gave me 3 options that were positive when I went to have my talk with him. The other ones were all negative. Like, all variations of, like, buck it up, man. Like, you get back to playing your football. I don't care was, like, one of the other. Like, I don't care, get back to playing. Like, it was real harsh. One of them was, would it help if I brought in a friend or former teammate? Which, I don't like being handcuffed by players to be like, well, I'm unhappy, so bring in my BFF. And it's like, no, I'm not going to agree to sign a really poor player to make you happy. And so I felt like I can't remember what the third option was, but the first one that was on this part of the screen was, hey, would a leave of absence help? And I kind of went, you know, we need him, but there's only 3 league games left. Sparta in 12th, then Willem II in 6th, which is a massive game. Obviously, all 3 of these are massive games. If we drop points, it doesn't do us any good. Now, does it? But he was like, yeah, that would really help. And so hopefully we can resolve this next year. Of course, you'll notice, my friends, Lewis Nielsen, who is our other right back, is suspended for our AC Milan game. Johnny has picked up a knock, and he's got blisters. I mean, he's 2 stars. Luis has got a twisted knee and doesn't start. So our back line, my friends, against AC Milan away from home, where we probably need to score 3. Like, we probably need to flip it to be another 3-2, right? Because I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet. I don't think we're only going to allow them to score 1. We're going to play attacking because we have Kane Seedorf and Bayern in, and he's going to not play a ball-playing defender on our back line. I don't have another option. I literally don't have another option. Jamal Amofa? I mean, again, somebody, probably Hatham, wherever he's at on vacation, is going like, I told you should have registered me. But it's like, I couldn't register you, bro. So Seedorf has to stand up despite his 2-star current ability because he's dropped off. Now, he's done a 705 in, well, when did we play was it the 2-legged tie in the Europa League playoff thing? And he's done a 7.0 in 7 total appearances for us. So, hey, mate, it's just AC Milan, bro. It gave me the option of playing like Augustinson here and Shaq here, but I'd rather. It's not like Leif Davis is that much worse. So like we're making do. We're making do. I'm rambling. It doesn't really matter. I don't think we're gonna win this game. Yeah, it's a we'll 3-2 action, my friends. Let's go. I wish there was an option. Like, give me the positive, the neutral, and the negative, and like right over here, give me slap the reporter. You come into this one in good form whilst your opponents do not. Do you perhaps fear complacency ahead of kickoff? It's Thomas, right? Thomas Sheridan? Thomas. Are you aware of what happened in the first leg? What? So bizarre. Again, they've won 2, drawn 1, and lost 2 in their last 5. Not 6, 5. Oh, they got rid of it. They got rid of the last 6 in the update. Oh, they just had recent form. Like, don't worry about counting. It's hilarious. Sorry, I got to change it back to extended highlights because we played Vitesse on key highlights. And some of you may be going like, mate, attacking, that's aggressive. But like, we don't have time to wait. I have 0 confidence in our ability to maintain a clean sheet. And if they score 1, that means we need to score 4 to tie it. No, 4 would win it. Right? Because they would have 4, but we'd have 4 away goals. So my math is not correct there. I think you're saying it's 3-2. If they score, they've got 4. We have to score 3, right? Because scoring 2 to even it from a numerical standpoint does not help. Okay? It'd be, yes. Yes, it'd be 4-4, but they would have 3 away goals. So we have to score 3. So like, I figure go for it. Connect 4. Let's go, boys. Oh, cheeky. Hold up. We injured. Surely he injured himself, right? Foot injury. We definitely stepped on their guy. But coming in, Marcus Alonso, Chelsea. He's gonna play attacking left wing. Well, that's interesting. I mean, he's got the attributes for it, but he doesn't know the role. Do we try and take advantage on the right side of our formation? Get a little Vecchia involved. He's currently on a 6.5, so maybe not. Oh, and Shaq has taken a knock. It's a bruised knee. He probably clattered in with that guy. He landed on the other player's foot with his knee, and clearly it was intentional by AC Milan. They're trying to take out our holding mid. I mean, I clearly think that's what it is. Alternatively, we could... Oh, that was a cannon of a shot. Good save. We could, like, tightly mark their right winger and attacking mid and Ibrahimovic, and then force the ball out to the guy who doesn't really know the role on the left. That might be an option. Carranza does this classic thing, tries to cut inside, get to it, but he doesn't. Shaq wins that second ball there from the header. Okay, we reset. It was great. It was fantastic. Great reset, boys. Great. Boys, we have to score. We have to score. I mean, do I have to go very attacking? It's not been great. It's not counterattack. Come on, boys. Come on. Yeah, that was Alonso heading it down to Ibrahimovic. Like I said, it's now 4-2, so we need to score 3. I think it was kind of a foregone conclusion. I'm proud of the fight to come back to make it 3-2 at home, though. That was lovely. Unlucky boy. I'm afraid of damaging morale, and they're taking him off. They've made 2 subs for the same spot, or maybe they adjusted. Hold on, let's. I'm a little like, what is happening right now? They took him right back off. What? I'm super confused. Just like candy from a baby there. Come on, boys. Let's make it respectable. Okay, Shaq wins that. Oh, keeper. Oh no, Riyad Mahrez. Oh, buys us extra life. Okay, Carranza, can you beat him to it? No, you've given up. You've just decided to jog. Oh, but you're so wise. Oh, please finish this. Oh, he just fires it right at him. Like, that's what Carranza does. Shoots with power. Doesn't shoot with delicacy. Just says, I'm going to just boom at somebody's face. Let's go. Maybe I change the false 9 to something more attacking, like a deep lying forward on attack. That might be an option. Seedorf, there you go, son. There you go. I mean, we've been thinking not the best of you, but hey, you intercepted their Vecchia. What are you doing, mate? Playing a 6.3, son. What are you doing? We are going to change this to be slightly more attacking. It's always good to change the system. I think it still kind of works with a shadow striker. Come on, boys. Shaq is, because of his busted up knee, is exhausted. Vecchia is on a 6.3. Is it Amar Katic time? Ignore. Mac Allister. If you're watching this, I think you're watching this the week of leading up to Christmas. My response in the comments may be a little bit slow. I'm taking some time off. I did a video about that. You can check it out on the channel. Carranza swings it over. Oh, Kishna, mate. Kishna. I do think if you're gonna play poorly, we have other games, and I'm not really thinking we're gonna score 3 in the next 25 minutes. Sounds like a defeatist attitude, but also remains true. So we might as well rest his legs for the next game. And Amar does love a big game, and he's scored in some big games for us. So despite his limited appearances, good for him. Panya swings it over. Shaq is exhausted, but that's what. Oh, Kesha says, "I don't care. I'll win it, son." I have never fallen in love with a player so quickly. Ricardo freaking Kishna, my friends. Build the man an appropriately structured statue, not a poor one like those Serie A ones. Serie A, or was it La Liga, or was it both? Come on, boys. Come on, counterattack. Not a penalty. Counterattack. Oh, Seedorf. Oh, that was quite nice, actually, getting at Tapania. Oh, the momentum swing was there, and now it's melted away. Mahrez is also exhausted. Oh, it's fine. Everything's fine. Augustinson is on a 6.3. We really don't have anybody else to bring in, though. I mean, if you look at the subs bench, I guess we could bring in Luis. I guess, right? Like, sure. With the twisted knee, it's always what you want to be doing, is making defensive substitutions. But maybe he can help us win the ball back faster and go counterattack and score 2 more goals. Come on, boys. The 1 goal is just enough to give you a glimmer of hope, isn't it? It's like, oh, could get interesting. Pulls him down, help him out. On the wing, Amar, you got to get back, brother. I know we got you on attack. Oh, you guys overcommitted. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. He's off. He's off. Clearly. I knew that. I knew that. Surely I did. ARs. Do we take Panya off and bring on Novakovic? Maybe the 84th minute. Yep. Yeah, he's clearly off. That offside highlight actually showed us. Davis to Panya, can't get it there, but what are you doing, mate? I know you're tired, Shaq, but that was pitiful. Oh, it clicked over to like highlight De Boer's head or name to make sure you knew who was gonna go get it, and then he obviously couldn't because he was well behind it. It's in the mixer. It's blocked. Oh, Kaddish tries to clear it but doesn't. Oh, dearie me. Oh dear. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna commit. I think we do this. You go attacking, or advanced forward, I should say, and you do this. It's so risky, right? But like, whatever, you know, at this point. And then maybe the last 5 minutes we go very attacking, just to make sure we get no highlights. Kishna. Oh, it's off the wall, mate. Is that the highlight? That was a little disappointing, not gonna lie. We're going very attacking. We're going to encourage as we do that. Go on, lads. Do one. 2 more goals, boys. Leopold's going to save this, and then we're going to counter and score. Or not. It's their second leading scorer, Caputo, there, instead of Ibrahimovic. It's good. Well, my friends, thank you for being here. I mean, we're wiped out, you know? Like, is what it is. Bayern's exhausted even. And obviously the XG, 2.24. Even if you take away the penalty to 1.5 to 0.9 is, you know, obviously in their favor. So, but I think, you know, losing to AC Milan on a 5-3 aggregate score line is not, I think it's respectable. You gave it everything, boys. Love you. Let's go get 7th in the league. I'm delighted even if we didn't get the result. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's stop talking about it. Superb game of football. Instant classic. Not 2-1. I'm not convinced. I guess it did have a lot of back and forth, but we received 500 grand, my friends. It does say he could use a rest, but I'm like, brother, we kind of can't afford to do that, mate. Hans is no longer worried about being left out of the squad. Good on ya, because we got knocked out, because we didn't win. That if we'd won, it'd be like, I'm real mad. I'm real upset. My friends, I'm gonna bring you back either for the Willem II game or the Groningen game. Most likely the Groningen game, unless it's like gotten real close to where we could potentially take a higher spot. We'll come back for the last game of the season. We'll do the end of season awards. We'll talk about what we want to do in the transfer window. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you hit that like button. I know it's the holiday season, and I hope if you're traveling that you do it safely and you do it well. We are hard quarantining, so I can go see my parents for the first time in a long time. And hopefully by that point, my head doesn't feel a little wobbly like it has been for the last several episodes. So I hope you appreciate the effort. And in recording and editing. That's not the effort of them on the pitch. Anyway, but I hope you're doing well, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one. Hold the phone, my friends. You thought we were going to play the outro. No. Despite the fact that I just said, 8th place might matter, and I went ahead. Okay, so there's a lot happening on the screen here. I've gone ahead and played Groningen. We absolutely smashed them, by the way. But in my head, I knew that finishing 8th was important. Okay, if I could ever get there. My head's still a little bit off. I'm recording this the next day, and I can still feel a little wobbly. I think I've had a serious migraine, so we're working through it. But we did end up scraping 8th, because we were on 47 points. If we'd lost to Groningen, they would have taken 8th place. So I knew that it mattered, but it turns out it really matters, because my friends, yes, at the end of the season, now that this is locked in, AZ has claimed a Champions League spot, which means they don't need their Europa League playoff spot, which pushes everything down. And even though it's not indicated here, the 8th place spot becomes a playoff spot. So with that, we have drawn, as you do, Pek Zvol. Okay, going back to here, because I'm imagining 5th place 8th now, and 6th place 7th. Now, they've got 10 points on us. Okay, we're 13, 10, and 11. They're 16, 11, and 7. So they won 3 more games and drawn 1 more. So, they've looked all right this season. However, we did draw with them, and back-to-back. And again, this is the game that we absolutely smashed them in the first 6 minutes and then couldn't hold on because of exhaustion. We do get a 9-day break. Yeah, if you can see that there. We get a 9-day break between the Groningen game and the first home leg against Zwolle. And then it's 3 days later, the away leg. So we got to keep a clean sheet, I'm assuming. We should probably. We'll look at the rules this time. Is this the semifinal? Is that what it's called? European places, semifinal. Okay. Oh, okay. So we got to make sure we don't play anybody in the... Okay, I'll scroll up here. We got to make sure we don't play anybody in the B team. Which is league rules. Away goals uses scores a level after 90 minutes. Away goals uses scores a level after extra time. Extra time played if scores are... Okay, so, yeah. So over 2 legs, away goals matter. And we need to go do a job, my friends. So, I thought about showing you this, but to kind of catch you up on results here, we lost against Sparta. They scored early, we equalized, and it was just... this is not very good. Not very good. And then we lost against Willem II. We had Hans Nicolucci Caviglia, which I just love saying the 3 names there, as I'm sure you could tell. Got sent off for yellow card accumulation in the 60th minute. they scored right before that, and then with 10 we weren't going to come back. So that was also disappointing, because you're like, oh, 7th place is drifting away from us here. And then because of that, I was like, well, this game doesn't really matter. And I didn't think about the result. But I do want to show you, again, I know I've extended this episode, it's so long now. Look at this! 357 expected goals with 27 shots and 6 on target, and we won 1-0. 1-0, people. It was one of those games you're like, oh no, is this really gonna, like, we are just, I mean, and it wasn't like at the very end, like, we battered them, we were knocking on the door the whole game, and it finally, at the very end of the game, the 83rd minute, Vecchia scores to send us into the European places semi-final playoff situation, my friends. So that, in fact, is going to be do I make that a whole episode? Do I do 2 key? I think we're gonna do, I like the extended highlights, it's enjoyable to watch. So I'm gonna go get us ready for that and play the first leg on extended highlights and see what we do here. And then the second, well, I guess it depends on we might do key highlights, actually, because if for some reason we get past them, then there's another leg, right? So I don't want this to be a 17 episode season, right? I can't do every game as extended highlights. So we'll come back, we'll do key highlights to see if we can get past Pexvol. And if we don't, we might do the end of season awards at the same time. If we do, then we'll play whoever comes next. Clear as mud, up the Beanos. We'll see you next time. All right.